Hey guys, welcome to Unaka Gear Co. I'm Brad. Today we're going to show you how to do an installation on our brand new surf pole for the Sprinter high roofs. So we're going to get started right now. First thing we'll do, go ahead and unbox. And as we do that, we'll call out a couple of things that are unique about our Sprinter surf pole. So, fairly simple design here. Got our top and bottom half. Pull these out. Now notice some of these pieces have come pre-assembled, so that way it saves a little time on install. And then we've got our hardware packaged here. So, using our installation manual, we'll begin with step one, which is going to be connecting the two halves. So we will grab some of our parts out. All right, so we're going to use item number 15, which is the 3/4 inch bolt, along with lock washers and regular washers. Okay, now we got that nice and tight together, we'll tighten the bolts. And you can go ahead, if you've got your torque wrench on you, you can get these tight down to 11 foot-pounds. We are going to just make sure these are nice and firm so it doesn't back out. Okay, there's step one. We have the surf pole together in one piece. Now we're going to go ahead and move on up to the top of the rack so that way we can install a mounting bracket for the upper. Okay, so before we put the upper bracket on, it's a good idea to kind of get the surf pole an idea of where you want it positioned, so that way you kind of know where you're going to have that upper bracket land. So we're going to put it right around in this area. Okay, so we have the remaining hardware from this kit that was loose, and then we also have the upper bracket. So we're going to be using the hex bolt with a lock washer and a regular washer, and we're going to drop these roll-in T-nuts into the side channel right around where we want it to go. So we'll just push those in. So now we have the drop-in or the roll-in T-nuts kind of in place. We're going to put the upper bracket. We have the slotted channels in case you do need to go up or down a little bit with your positioning. We also have the regular through holes. I'm going to use the regular through hole here and get this started. We're going to leave these loose so that way if we do want to adjust left or right, we have that ability. And then make sure as you put this bracket on the top that the larger slot is on the bottom and this cutout's up top. So we'll get this put on here nice and loose. And then we will attach the surf pole itself to it and let it hang. All right, and that's just finger tight. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and hang the pole from the bracket. It's coming in from an angle. We'll get it captured in there and then come down and let it seat. So we're letting this just hang loosely right now. So that's how you get that in there. All right, guys, so before we finish installing the bottom half of the surf pole here, we wanted to kind of talk to you about what is unique and why our surf pole is the best on the market. Integrated into this bottom part of the pole is a quick release system. So we wanted to get something that if you are kind of like weekend surfing or doing like a trip that's not extended, but you don't want to have your surf pole on your van all the time, you can take this off in less than a minute. So one of the nice things about this also is the locking feature for just anti-theft and security. But the knobs on the back are what allow this bracket to drop down, and you seat this into the pinch weld here clamp it and then tighten the knobs to get it flush and sealed. So this allows very fast on and off, and it's a really slick system. So we're pretty excited to see how this turned out. Let's get this installed. Okay, so the first step to mark where you need to drill the holes, we're going to loosen the knobs. So loosen your knobs all the way to the end. Make sure that this lock nut doesn't come off. You want to kind of keep that snug, because this lock nut is what keeps the knobs from falling off. And then you have to track them down. So loosen this all the way and put this into the loading position. Down here is the loading position. And that's going to let us kind of pull and get underneath the lip of the pinch weld. Using your marker, you're going to mark where these holes need to be drilled. And then we'll take it back out of the way. We've already drilled these holes, but what you'll do is take a pilot hole for like a 1/8 bit and get in here, and then you can go to 11/32. If you don't have an 11/32 bit, you can use a 5/16. Just make sure you get those taken care of, and then deburr and paint that hole so there's no rust that'll happen. And what's going to happen after that is the pins on the back of this pinch weld should line up to go into that. You'll push the carriage bolts in and tighten these knobs all the way. So now that we have the bottom installed and it is tightened up, we're going to make sure that the top and the whole pole is plumb or in line how we want it to look. And once we got the desired position, we'll go and tighten the 2 bolts up there with our socket. So this looks pretty good to me. So grab a socket here. There we go. All right, guys, thank you for watching. Make sure you stay subscribed to see any other new products that are coming out. Our surf hooks are about to release, so appreciate it. Thanks.